meet and greet Mr. Lynne Carter.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I know what you're expecting, Arms. You expect me to get dirty right away, but you keep the record spinning because, I'm gonna rip it off the wall later on. You wait, you catch up with me. I'll tell you, we're gonna rip it off the wall. You wait. If I am fancy free and I love to wander, it's just the gypsy in my soul. Something's calling me from way out yonder. It's just the gypsy in my soul. I got to give vent, to my emotions. Yeah, you know, I'm only content having my way. I'm gay on the all today. There is no other life of which I'm fonder. It's just the gypsy in my soul. No cares, no strings. My heart has wings, wings, wings. If I am fancy free and I love to wander, it's just the gypsy in my soul. It's that gypsy. Told you the first time, the gypsy. It's that gypsy who's got the kind of gypsy, the gypsy. Somebody hand me a tambourine, honey. Thank you so much. Oh, you are such a nice audience here tonight. I don't know what to do for you people. I tell you the truth, honey. Right now, I am in such bad shape. My feet are killing me. I got the biggest size shoes they sell, but honey, I tell you, I should have wore the shoe boxes tonight. The way my feet are killing me. In fact, you know, I'll tell you something. You know, you think entertainers don't hear when they come on stage, but I heard, I definitely heard a voice over in this section of the arena over here. I heard the voice. Well, I'll tell you the truth, it was a high-pitched feminine voice. And, well, I took it for granted. It was a woman. But then you never know, honey, today. I'll tell you the truth, it's a changing world we live in. Yeah, honey, it's here today and gone tomorrow. Today's buddy can be tomorrow's sister, just like that. Yeah, but you know something? I heard the voice say, "Oh, would you look at that child up there acting so weary and lazy?" Well, honey, I'm not weary. I'm not lazy either. I tell you, I just don't rush, that's all. I'm tired of the life I lead, tired of the blues I breathe. You know I'm tired counting things I need. Gonna cut out why that's the truth. Get a brand new something. That's enough of that, honey. I'm tired. Yeah. Oh, the clothes I wear. Tired. Oh, the patches there. You know I'm tired of the crows I scare. I'm gonna truck downtown, spend my mood, get some high vamp shoes and a new man. Yeah, you're a plucking boy, honey. Yeah, but you're plucking all by yourself, child. But honey, what happened to it? Honey, what happened to the music? Yeah, I thought there was some more spots on the paper. Honey, don't you have anything there? That's a shame. He's a nice-looking boy, too. Well, honey, we all can't be truck drivers. I'll tell you. You know, you don't have nothing there at all. Well, honey, listen, I tell you what you do while you're sitting there. you scratch out something or you won't be scratching nothing tomorrow. You scratch out a couple of hot notes. And, you know, I tell you, I guess by now you got the general idea. Honey, let me get in this chair here. It just takes me a minute, you know, to get in the chair, because I may look loose in this dress, but honey, I am in this dress. If it ever lets go, we are all going in the same wagon. You better believe it. You know, but I tell you, I guess I ought to go see a psychiatrist. You know, one of those rich people's doctors. Honey, they are crazy. Let me give you the message on these boys. You walk in their office. Now, you don't know them, and they never laid eyes on you. First thing they say is, get on the couch. Well, maybe they're not so crazy at that, you know. I tell you, honey, after 3 treatments, I didn't care if I ever got well myself. Mother was a mess on that couch, honey. Yeah. But, you know, and I went to one in Hollywood, too. I walked in this man's office, and I said, hello, doctor. And he said, how are you? I said, well, honey, I am ill. Sick, sick, sick. I am ill. He said, well, lay down on that man, and I'll be right with you. I said, I beg your pardon. He said, lay down on that man, and I'll be right with you. I said, wait a minute, honey. That's the way my problem started in the first place, you know. He said, no, you don't understand. That man thinks he's a couch. And he was no beauty rest either, I'll tell you. Now, I didn't get a moment's peace all the time I was in that office. I didn't make any money there either, honey. I tell you, you know, he told me a lot of fine words about psychiatrics and metaphysics and Christine Jorgensen. You know Christine? Yeah, the Copenhagen Capon. Yeah, they sure plucked that chick, didn't they? You know, I knew Christine before all that monkey business ever happened. I knew Christine when he was a GI, before he became a G-Whiz. But honey, Christine is making money now. Just finished a beautiful, beautiful picture for Paramount Studios. They even tried to get Hitchcock to direct. Yeah, but he was hung up someplace and couldn't do it, honey. But oh, it's a beauty. And the story, oh, honey, the story. It's boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy becomes girl. They're gonna call the picture I Used to Be on Top. Yeah, you gotta work with some of this, don't you, darling? Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a sequel to Somebody Up There Likes Me. That's what it is. And they're gonna do it on television, too. It's gonna be on Climax. It's gonna be called If You Can't Get a Raise, Take a Cut. I bet that burns Ed Sullivan's toast, you know. But the last time I saw Christine was about 1.5 years ago in Las Vegas. You know, she was working in a hotel. And I was working in a room in a hotel. I wasn't making any money there either. You know me, open house Lynn. But, yeah, oh, honey, I'll tell you, I love Las Vegas. Oh, Las Vegas is something else again. Let me tell you, in fact, I lived in this beautiful hotel, but, you know, I couldn't get any rest. I was asleep one morning. I heard the worst racket in the hall about 11 o'clock. I got out of bed, I went to the hall door, peeked out, and I saw all these men running up and down the hall. Ooh. Honey, they were carrying on like they were going, oh, I don't know where they were going, but they were really going. And I said to one man, I said, honey, you know, some people here trying to get some rest. He says, oh, come on out and join us. We're holding an Elks Ball. I said, I don't care if you're holding him by the antlers, honey. Let him go. I got to get some rest. Oh, I tell you, honey, yeah, but, you know, my doctor told me, among other things, he said, you know what you need, Lynn? You need to get out of theaters and nightclubs, and you need to just, you should get out, honey. That's what you should do. Just get out. I don't know. In fact, he said, you know, why don't you try going abroad? I said, honey, I work that way. What do you mean, why don't I try? He said, no, why don't you go to Europe? And I did, too. I was a mess in Europe. Yeah, I did. I fly over there, United. And, well, which way did you go, honey? and there's another way. In fact, I tell you, I loved it. I loved it in London too. You're a mess child. You enjoying this? And I'll tell you, and honey, I got to London. Woo, I'll tell you, honey, I carried on. I was in that foggy London town. Had me up. It had me. Shook me up, and then I went abroad to the Channel. I went over and I took the little ferry boat, and I went to, that's what it's called, honey. It's a ferry boat. They got them over there too. And I in fact, and I got off in Paris. Oh, Paris is it's so French. I even went to all the little boîtes, and I was up and down the Rue de la Paix and the Champs-Élysées and the Easy-Lay, everywhere. Oh, honey, I was there. And I even learned to sing French, too. In fact, I tell you, honey, while you're beating your knuckles on those keys, do you know any French music? You do. I thought you did, but and you must know French music. You ain't been playing no English music here. In fact, I'll tell you the truth, honey. Let's sing this tired. People don't think you can sing tired in French, but you see me, I'm a continental mess. I learned how to sing tired in French when I was there. In fact, you can just picture me standing on the left bank, doing what's right. Always down on the right bank, doing what's left. I don't know, honey, scratch that music there, will you, darling? I'm gonna lead the life that's not so pure. L'amour toujours, tonight's for sure. 'Cause I'm tired, yeah, I'm tired of you. And honey, well, maybe I'm not that tired, you never know. Oh, thank you so much. I tell you, honey, I didn't know I had that many friends here in the audience tonight. Times certainly have changed. I'll never forget the old days. Honey, and I was around to remember the old days. Let me tell you, the good old days of the one-night jump. Yeah, you don't get those so much anymore. Yeah. I didn't know you were one of my old customers, honey. You really remember far back. Funny, your face don't remember that far back, but you must have read some good books. That, I tell you, I'll never forget it, but I lived to be normal. I was in this one town, and I was getting on the train. It was late at night. I was cold, honey, and I was so far gone, I was coming back, but I know which end was headed towards the train, and something hit me from behind. Well, I turned around to see what it was, and it was a young man with a great big ironing board under his arm. I said, "Child, what on earth are you doing with a thing like that?" He said, "Well, he just won it on a giveaway show, with the China and all that bit, Lucko, Pato, or whatever they play." And a bunch of players here tonight. And in fact, I tell you, so I said, "Honey, you get that thing out of wherever you got it stuck, and let's get on this train, honey." And he did. He got on, and he put this ironing board in his upper berth. Well, later that night, he was getting ready to retire, and he looked across the aisle and saw a cute little blonde. And he said, "Hello, dear, how are you?" And she said, "Oh, I'm fine, how are you?" And he said, "Well, it's chilly, isn't it chilly?" She said, "Yes, oh, it is chilly." And he said, "Well, I've got about a little nip left in this jug, honey. Why don't you come over and we have a little nightcap?" And she said, "Oh, that would be divine, but I'd have to climb down the ladder and walk across the aisle, and then I'd have to climb up the other side. No, honey, it's too much work." He said, "You don't have to do that at all. I have something here in the berth with me that will reach from my berth to your berth. And you can climb across on it." A little old lady in the berth underneath the girl looked out to her curtain. She said, "Oh, yeah? How's she gonna get back?" Yeah. But I made it, honey, and the gin was good, too. Oh, those were the good old days. And, we had nightclubs, honey. They were so poor. Some of the clubs I worked, you didn't even have a band. If you sang and the boss said you better, well, you had to sing and accompany yourself, anything you could get. You could snap your fingers, snap your thighs, dance, sing, stomp your behind. I used to get so tired of stomping and clicking that one day I said to myself, I talked to myself, yeah. I'm half nuts, honey, that's it. Yeah. That's more than Christine can say, too. I mean, at least I got one on her anyway. You know what? I tell you, honey, and I sat there one day and I said, honey, listen, this clicking and stomping has got to go. My heels was breaking and my fingers were wearing. I decided to use my own instrument. Oh, I have a beauty, honey. I really do. It's a lovely thing. It really is. If I must say so myself. Yeah, honey, I got a humdinger. Yeah, you hum the first part and ding the hell out of the rest. Yeah. I can tell, madam, I mean that, of course, in a nice way. I can tell you don't know what I'm talking about, do you, Don? It was called a lute. Yeah, haven't you ever seen a lute? Oh, well, they don't use them so much today, but back in the days when Greeks were Greeks, and oh my goodness, wasn't it wonderful? It was a gasser, honey. It really was. It was the days of the leapfrog and all that jazz. But anyway, they used to have this thing. It was a long piece of wood, I don't know how long it was. I guess it was about, well, so long. You must be one of my old customers, honey. Yes, indeed. And now it had one string up the middle. Honey, will you give me a G? That's what it was, a G string. Now, you take the stick and you put it between your knees like this. You got a good seat, honey. Yeah. You know something, on a clear day you can see Kiamisha. Now you hold the stick between your knees, you pull up on the string, and you twang it. Yeah, you may not get a good note, honey, but you get a hell of a sensation, I tell you. Oh, and I used to sit there just banging my lute and singing this song. Sometimes I couldn't even get the smile off my face. I love my work, yeah. I do, in fact. I tell you, in fact. Honey, if this record don't put us all in jail, we're going to be lucky. But, you know, I'll tell you the truth, really. You know, and I used to sing folk songs. And, you know, honey, look what Belafonte got singing the folk songs. Folk songs are very popular, especially with the folk. And you know, I knew this one story. It had to do with a little girl who she lived in the bayou country. You know, that's mucky, swampy stuff. And her mother, oh, honey, her mother was a frantic chick, but she knew that this little child was in the swamp, and she said, uh-oh, something is amuck with my little Nell. And she knew that the child used to go in the swamp every day with her pet donkey. And she loved this donkey, and she used to go donkey riding through the bayou country. Well, her mother would get so worried, she would stand at the edge of the swamp, and she would say, Chloe, get ye out of the swamp before ye get ye ass all wet. Oh, it was a beautiful English thing. I tell you, honey, listen, I tell you, I got to get me a little bit of music here someplace, because I got some other tunes that I know you'll just love. Oh, honey, they are so, they're rotten. That's what they are, honey. I tell you what you do. You turn over to the other side, and we're going to rip it right off the wall. I hope you flipped like I did, honey. I told you to flip with me, and here we are, all together, just one happy family on the other side. But I'm not really too happy. I just came back, you know, from my psychiatrist. I go and see him quite often. We confide in each other. We're friends. We have to be, honey. We know so much on each other. Indeed we do. In fact, I'll tell you the truth. This child gets me on the couch and he questions me about my work and my nightclub act and where I'm going and what I'm going to do. You know something? I was suspicious about this child from a long, long time. You know what? He opens in Rochester next week doing my act. Honey, I tell you. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day, and I was telling her, you said, you know how you talk about your repertoire, you have to have a very smart repertoire, and some of the joints I work in, honey, repertoire is everything. In fact, I was discussing repertoires with this girl, and I was pointing out about people, you know, famous people, and their repertoires, and, well, I was discussing, you know, pro and con about these people, and you know something, darling? Now, I'll be very blunt. Tell me, why is Alfred Lunt still a big box office star? Well, it isn't his build or the dear theater guild. It's the size of his repertoire. You know, from Moscow to Bolivia, they adore Laurence Olivier. Now tell me, why do you think he got so very far? Now they don't believe all they say. It wasn't Miss Vivian Lee. Miss Vivian Leigh. It's the lengths of his repertoire. Today the public's fickle, you know, so there's just a mere trickle of stars they truly idolize. But alas, so be it. You know, they know a repertoire when they see it. Of course, I'm referring to quality, not size. And how about Tallulah? Making all that moolah, living on champagne and caviar. Through her efforts, excessive, you know what? She's developed a most impressive and glamorous repertoire. You can see it any night in Las Vegas or tune in on television. Now, how about Mae West and that dazzling diamond chest? Well, you got to admit this child went very, very far. And you know, it wasn't by looking dreamy or saying, well, y'all come up and see me. Frankly, I've seen it. Oh, honey, this child has got a fabulous, hit it again for May, honey, repertoire. There are many illustrations, folks who are sensations, like Elvis and his twanging guitar. But let's get down to cases. He's a hit on this basis. It's the way he handles. Oh, honey, you got a wicked mind, child. His repertoire. The moral to this ditty is you don't have to be pretty with talents that are spectacular. You can take the road to fame and make yourself a name. I wonder what kind of a name that would be. Something with a four-letter word. By developing, enlarging. Yeah, I forgot that other word I was going to use on the record. Your repertoire. I got more, darling. Honey, there's plenty more where that comes from, plenty more. You know, comics make their money by trying to be funny. For instance, on Tonight, there's Jack Parr. He may joke with a guest, but you know something? What we like the best is what he does with his repertoire. And you know something, as far as singers go, if I had to choose today's queen of the blues, my choice is Dinah Washington by far. When she sings cool or hot, you can definitely see that she's got a crazy, far out, frantic, swinging, yeah, repertoire. Oh, I'm so glad you like that, Don. You know, in fact, that makes my writers happy too, honey. The money keep pouring in. Oh, in fact, you know, speaking of money, I'll tell you, I heard a conversation the other day in a bar. And, well, I'll tell you what, Don, you want to give me a little bar music and we'll set the scene here for this little story I have to tell you. You got to picture this broken down bar on 3rd Avenue. You all know where 3rd Avenue is. I'm sure I've seen most of you there one time or another, honey, in different disguises. So you just picture me seated on a bar stool, lapping over just a little bit, as I say to the bartender, "Hey, Gus, you know something, honey? You put away that cheap ride. Listen, darling, give me that champagne." "Oh, no, not that, honey. Don't give me that California. Give me that Mums. Give me that imported stuff. That's all I drink nowadays, champagne. Ooh, I'm a mess, honey, with that goblet in my hand. Yeah, look at this mess. You know, I could buy and sell this joint." "What do you mean I couldn't? I sure could." "Stanley?" "Yeah, Stanley. I call him my good luck Stanley. Yes, sirree. There's Stanley. He's something else again. He's my boy. You know, he changed my luck. Yeah, from bad to good. And you know something? Tonight's the 1st anniversary of when it happened." "No, Gus, I don't mean that, darling. Shame on you, honey. What do you mean? I know you were around, Gus. I'm not talking about that, honey. I'm going to tell you when it happened and what happened. Don't push me. Feel this thing. That's it, darling. Up to the top, honey. I'm paying. And don't be cheap, dear. Fill it up. That's it, boy. Yes, sir. You know, it was a year ago tonight. Oh, I came home. I was so tired. My feet were killing me. Oh, honey. I tell you, and I fell into bed. And let me see. Where was Stanley? He was in Elmira. Or was it Leavenworth? I don't know. Maybe it was Sing Sing. One of those colleges, you know. And yeah. I mean, that night, I had a vision in my dream. Gus, I tell you that Stanley, he came to me just as plain as that nose hanging on your ugly face. Yeah, you ought to have that thing fixed, you know that? No, do the nose first and fix the face later, honey. You do that by midnight anyway. Yeah, and I tell you, I saw my Stanley. There he was, just as big as life and twice as cocky. I told you I'd explain this all later, Stanley. And there he was with that number across his chest, 483612. Well, here's to it. You drinking with me? I'm buying, honey, drink. And you know something? I woke up with this plan in mind. On the last 3 digits of that number, I placed my bankroll to win. I went right out and did it, and that night Stanley's number rolled right in. Honey, they had to bring the money over in a truck. Yes, a year ago I was nothing. I was broke as I could be. But thanks to good-for-nothing Stanley, Barbara Hutton has nothing on me. I'm the tops, yeah, there's no denying. Anything I want, I'm buying. I'm in the groove and I'm really flying since my number came in. What I do has Harlem thinking. My furs and diamonds keep 'em blinking. You know, I may get tight, but honey, never stinking since my number came in. You know, I stay in bed all morning if I'm feeling so inclined. 'Cause you got to take it slow and easy when you're rich and you're refined. I collect antiques at leisure, there's a good word. Every piece I owns a treasure, you know me, rubbing my feet on that Louis the 14th. It's a pleasure, yeah, since my number came in. Scram is out, yeah, it's beg your pardon. You know something, I read Vogue, yeah, I'm a lady, it's house and garden. Dig this figure, Elizabeth Arden, since my number came in. You know, heretofore, well, I had to hustle. Now my men have brain and muscle. I'm particular with whom I tussle, and the less said about that, the better off we all gonna be. I'm building my vocabulary, and I'm working to enlarge it. I practice each and every day, but saying don't stand there, child, just wrap it up and charge it. So the days just slowly pass, absorbing culture and getting class. I seldom get up off of my ass. I don't use that kind of language since my number came in. Stanley brought me luck and fame. You know, I wish I could remember that rascal's last name. You know, he's been so nice, I'd like to send him a little gratuity. Since my number, yeah, came in. Gus, get away from those boys at the end of that bar. I know what you're up to. Come down here. Gus, I want some more. Don't sneak that house stuff in, honey. Get under the bar where the good stuff is. Yeah, that's it, doll. And you know something, Gus? You are no longer going to be honored with my patronage in this joint if you don't dress it up a little bit, because, honey, this is some mess. If I'm going to come in here, I want wall-to-wall rug. And I want the stools lined in mink to give you that home feeling. And the drapes, they got to go, honey. I can't stand chintz. In fact, you could take them down. The kids could use the material for Halloween, you know. In fact, honey, you know, really, I'm so elegant now. Did you know that all my meals have 7 courses? Yeah, I own a stable full of horses. 5 husbands, honey. 2 divorces. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, in the social world I play now. With celebrities, ooh, I'm gay now. It's Belafonte and Pearlie Mae now. Since my number came in, you know, my dresses are all custom made from the most exclusive lines. It's Hello Saks, 5th Avenue. Goodbye learners and so long climbs. Like a bomb, yeah, I just exploded. If I don't do it, honey, it's outmoded. You need some dough? Come on up, sweetheart. I'm loaded. Since my number came in. Now, Stanley, baby, don't get sore. But I don't need you anymore since my number, my lucky number, since 6, 1, 2 came in. Don't forget me, honey. La 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 la. You know, you have been such a wonderful group to work to. Yeah, well, it hasn't been work, honey. It's been fun. In fact, I tell you the truth, I hate to take the money. Yeah, honey, but you know me, I will. I'll take the money. And you know something, darling, the way I feel right now, I'm tired. Gus, you know what? I think I'll go to bed. Kind of time I used my head, yeah. There's the line, honey. You buy this record, honey. There's gonna be some more coming out. Buy the record, honey. Buy the record.